Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're going to talk about the Indian announcement that just came out. Sure enough, they announced a new Chief model. In fact, they announced several new Chief models. We were just talking about this in a recent video, and I asked people what they thought might be announced by Indian and what they would like to see from Indian. I did get several comments that they felt like Indian needed more motorcycles in the cruiser line to compete with the Harley-Davidson cruisers. I think those people that wanted that just got what they were looking for. Let's take a look at what was announced and see how it compares to some of those rival Harley-Davidsons. Indian is touting these as all new. They are available with the Thunderstroke 116 or the Thunderstroke 111 motors, which are air-cooled. They also claimed 120 foot-pounds of torque in the video, but they didn't point out that that was for the 116 and the 111 has about 110 foot-pounds of torque. Talk about a reduced seat height of 26 inches, a 64-inch wheelbase, and reduced weight, but they didn't say how many pounds they lost on this new diet. They show off this 4-inch round display. Now, I did some quick looking, and it appears to me that you only get this new display on the Dark Horse and on the Super Chief Limited model. If I pull up and I do a compare on those three, they're all listed with the 4-inch round display. Here's a photo of that, and here's that display. Now, if I look at the Chief Bobber, and Super Chief on the compare page, they all have a different display listed. And here's what a photo of what that looks like. I do think this 4-inch digital display has a lot going on. I mean, it looks really cool, but that's also a lot of information to try and pick up when you're looking down and glancing at one gauge. So, I mean, from a video, it's going to be hard to tell. I think you're really going to have to get some people to ride this and tell us what they think of it. I hope I get to be one of those people, but I don't know when these things are even going to ship or show up. They didn't really cover that in any of the announcements I saw today. Here's a short clip they released highlighting this display and all the functionality in it, and the fact that you can use it while wearing gloves. Dark Horse and the limited models are going to cost more, but of course these models all come with the Thunderstroke 116 and this new fancy display. The other models will all come with the Thunderstroke 111 and with the old, more analog style gauge. I know Indian touts this as 6 different models, but the way I see it, it's kind of 3 different models with 2 different variations on them. So it's kind of half dozen one, 6 of the other, but what it boils down to is we have the Indian Chief, we have the Indian Chief Dark Horse, we have the Indian Chief Bobber, we have the Indian Chief Bobber Dark Horse. Then we have the Super Chief, and we have the Super Chief Limited. Now, let's start off by taking a look at the Indian Chief. The new Chief starts out at $14,500, and I'm going to compare it to a Softail Standard, which starts at $13,600. Now, if you don't like my choice for comparison, you can leave me a comment down below telling me how I am wrong for picking this bike for a comparison. Don't worry, I'm used to people on the internet telling me that I'm wrong, but I still sleep fine at night, as long as the fan's on. Anyway, both are going to hit you up for about another $800 if you want ABS. The Chief Dark Horse comes in at about $17,000. We're going to compare that to the new Street Bob 114 that comes in at $15,000. But I am going to throw $400 on and then another $800, and that's for the color options and the ABS. So now we've got the Street Bob up to $16,200 versus $17,000. I won't mention that the Street Bob does come with rear foot pegs and a rear pillion seat. Now, The Chief Bobber comes in at about $16,000 without ABS, and the Harley-Davidson Softail Slim Black with ABS is $16,000. The Chief Bobber Dark Horse is $19,000. So even if you picked a Fat Bob 114 for comparison, you're looking at $18,800. Or you could drop down to the Lowrider S, which is my favorite, at $18,000. Now I picked these because they're the next cheapest Harley cruisers that are comparable with the 114 Milwaukee 8 engine in them above the Street Bob. Alright, let's move on to the Super Chief. Now as soon as I saw this motorcycle, I felt like this bike was aimed directly at the Harley-Davidson Heritage. Luckily, we can compare it to the Heritage with the 107 and 114 engines since it comes with both options. The Super Chief starts out at $18,500 while the Heritage Classic in black with the 107 is $19,000. Oh, but wait, it has ABS standard. So that puts the Super Chief up to what? $19,300. Now the Super Chief Limited is $21,000 and the Heritage Classic with the 114 engine is $20,449. Okay, before anybody starts in with the buts and the ands, I just want to say that I realize the Indian Limited and the Dark Horse models have the new fancy display and they have riding modes and whatever else I skipped over. This wasn't meant to be an in-depth review and comparison of all these different models. If I was going to do something like that, I'd have to break that up into separate videos to keep it from getting too long. In case nobody's told you, people who are watching YouTube tell me all the time they only have 10 to 12 minutes for a video on YouTube. So we gotta keep it short and get it covered while we can in less time than that. Now, I think Indian released 6 bikes that are designed to compete with 6 Harley-Davidson cruisers specifically. I mean, we've all seen the Challenger Challenge ads. Think we're gonna see some Chief Challenge ads next? I think some people want tech and riding modes, and Indian definitely tried to pack some of that into that 4-inch display. I'm a little undecided on that still. I really would like to test it out before I make up my mind on if that display is going to work for them. I think some people are mad at Polaris over the Victory deal still, and they're not going to buy an Indian out of spite because of it. If you're shopping for a new bike, I think the most important thing you can do is go test ride as many bikes as possible before you buy one, and then buy the one you like because it has value to you. Because every time you walk away, you want to look back at it because it is the right bike for you. And you shouldn't give 2 craps what the rest of us think about it. If you got I don't give a shit money, then buy the damn CVO or the Elite or whatever trips your trigger. The important thing is to get out and ride and live life, have an adventure, make friends, create memories. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel, and if you dig it, you can subscribe down below, ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for your support, stay safe, and keep on riding.